Hey guys, so broadcasting live from Texas here. My power at my house was still out, so I found a different studio to use. Hold on. Somebody's asking me something. Hold on. No, Joe, I need to use the studio. How did I get in? The door was unlocked. Okay, just let me use the key. Joe, get off me, Joe! Ah! Don't do that kick on me, Joe! Ow, Joe! Okay, guys, that studio didn't quite work out, so I found another one, but anyway, it's a long story. But one of my favorite YouTubers, who I can't help but think is a kind of a sweet but misled guy, Tim Pool, he put up this video about Rush Limbaugh that it doesn't totally add up with some of his other videos. So I'm going to show you some of these Rush Limbaugh memorial clips that he did and compare them to another video, and something's off, but let's take a look here.
The news coverage of Rush Limbaugh's passing is, it's horrifying, actually.
Oh, man.
I saw these stories coming out insulting, denigrating, disparaging.
I can't believe this. This can't be true.
It isn't. It isn't.
Here's another one.
Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks tweeted this. The idea that you say artificially nice things about people after they die is weird. I've never understood the logic of it. Rush Limbaugh was a terrible person while he was alive. He made a living by attacking the powerless. His death does not in any way change or redeem that. I think Cenk Uygur is a peddler of hate. I think he generates negativity. I think his show is just outwardly mean.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that guy's peddling hate because he said Rush Limbaugh sucks, and he's not going to say anything nice to him about it, that he died because he sucks. But that's hateful. They're filled with hate. Okay, what else has he got to say here?
And how the Huffington Post is willing to do it, and it exemplifies what Matt Walsh said. On the left, there are people tweeting horrifying things that we see all the time: insults, derision, just vile behavior, and they don't care. There's no reason to talk to them because they don't care. These are the people who say that conservatives have no empathy. And I find that absolutely hilarious because I think the inverse is true.
And the leftists have no empathy because they're saying Rush Limbaugh sucked. He was a bigot. Let's read the headline that he's so upset about from Huffington Post. Rush Limbaugh, bigoted king of talk radio, dies at 70. That's hateful. They got no empathy, these people. This man died. When he died, it sounded like this. And now they're spreading hate. Okay, here's one more. And note the tone. This man died. Have you no empathy? Here we go.
This story from Huffington Post, I was planning on reading it, but I just don't want to do it. Because now is not the time to be insulting a man who is fighting with cancer and just lost his life. And
it's very important for the next story. This man was fighting with cancer and he lost his life, and now you're going to talk all this shit. Unbelievable, you people. Have no empathy. You have no empathy for another person dying, struggling and dying. This is sick. This is a sick world. I'm Tim Pool, and I live in a crazy world, so I have to become crazy. You're not. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. So the vibe from that previous video is, we need to show empathy. That guy died. He died. Have you no empathy for the dead, you sick preverts? So let's see what Tim has to say about someone else maybe not having a whole lot of empathy for a different guy that died.
Tucker Carlson ran a segment about the Capitol riots. In it, he referenced how the left was rioting as well, with Black Lives Matter and Antifa rioting for months following the death of George Floyd. In the segment, Tucker Carlson claimed that the reported cause of death was a carefully concocted myth, and purports that, in fact, George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. What's true? George Floyd did, according to court documents, have a lethal amount of fentanyl in his system. However, the official reporting is that his death was due to neck compression and it was ruled a homicide.
Okay, so another way to say that is that a guy got on TV to millions of viewers, many of them elderly viewers, millions of viewers, and blamed a guy's murder on that guy himself. You might say that's not the most empathetic approach to someone who was murdered by a police officer. to blame it on them. So he's gonna be consistent here, right? He's gonna he's like, just like he called out those people who were like, Rush Limbaugh sucked. Rush Limbaugh sucked. And Tim Pool was like, that's not empathetic toward the dead. How dare you? So he's probably going to be really pissed off that this guy's lying about a guy who was tragically killed, right? He's going to call Tuck Carlton out? Okay, he's got to. If I press this and he doesn't do that, I'll be really shocked.
Claiming that last summer's Black Lives Matter protests were based on a, quote, carefully concocted myth. Well, let me break this headline for you. Tucker Carlson didn't lie. He gave you his opinion.
What?
So when people say, I didn't like Rush Limbaugh, his views were abhorrent, good riddance, Tim Pool's like, how dare you show some respect? But then Tucker Carlson gets on and lies about a guy's death, tragic death, and Tim Pool's like, that's his opinion. This is honestly too easy. Like, I feel like Tim Pool should, like, get a cut of these views or something.
Death. This is the defense. This is not the medical examiner. So while Tucker is entitled to his opinion may be wrong.
So while Tucker is entitled to his opinion, I think Cenk Uygur is a peddler of hate.
So while Tucker is entitled to his opinion,
he's spreading an absolute obvious lie. Because remember, Tucker Carlson got on his show and he said, there's no evidence that this guy was murdered, despite there being video of a cop kneeling on his neck for over 8 minutes with a bunch of people screaming to get off him. There's no evidence. And Tim Pool gets on here and he's like, it's disgusting that people are being dishonorable to Rush Limbaugh, but Tucker Carlson is entitled to his opinion on this one. This is opinion. Oh, what about the people who don't like that Rush Limbaugh was spreading a bunch of homophobia and all that? Well, it's dishonorable to say anything about him bad because he died. Okay, then what about the George Floyd? I don't know. I'm confused. My beanie's in a spin at this point because I don't even know what you're saying. I can't even process what you're saying right now. So please get out of my $1 million studio and I'll be seeing you later. Let's just do a little exercise here, okay? Rush Limbaugh, despite being despite vilifying people for using drugs all the time, saying they needed to be tossed in jail face first, despite vilifying drug users all the time, Rush Limbaugh was a Oxycontin addict. So imagine if I said, I got on here, what's more disrespectful? If I got on here and I said, Rush Limbaugh sucked. He was, said a bunch of racist stuff. He was a birther with Obama. You could go back and listen. He was constantly saying bigoted stuff. He was anti-gay marriage. He did a segment on his show where he read the names of people who died of AIDS to shame them, which he later apologized for. He sucked. We're not missing anything that he died. I say that. Or what if I got on here and I said, you know what? His death was his own fault because he used all those drugs, all that Oxycontin. That's probably why he got cancer. His fault. It's his fault he got cancer. Hey, Rush Limbaugh's family, it's your guy's fault. It's your son's fault that he got cancer and died. It's his fault. What's more harsh? What's more harsh, Tim? Hello? Hi?
Jesus Christ.
What?
it's one thing to die with something. It's another thing to die from something. Hear, hear, good sir. He's right. I think Tucker Carlson is off on this one. I think there's absolutely reasons to criticize the Democrats and their partisan plays, but I don't believe... Look, maybe I'm getting something wrong. You can comment below.
So I just read there that Tucker Carlson was lying. Provably. I mean, very easily provably. In a way that's probably the most disrespectful you could possibly be to somebody who died in a tragedy, saying, oh, it's their fault. It's your fault you died. Oh, yeah, but a cop kneeled on my neck for over 8 minutes while a bunch of people were screaming and taking pictures, and then it went viral. It's your fault. It's your fault. Oh, but Rush Limbaugh sucked. How dare you? How dare you? you piece of shit. But Tucker Carlson is entitled to his opinion on that one, what he said about that guy who died. And just when you thought... just when you thought this absolutely couldn't get any worse, he uses the George Floyd death. He uses George Floyd's death in this video to make a point about how COVID deaths are overcounted. Here we go.
If we're going to sit here and say that we need that distinction because there are too many instances over the past year where people with COVID were listed as dying from COVID, the same thing needs to be said from George Floyd.
So you better honor the dead. Honor Rush Limbaugh, that beautiful man. He was attractive. Admit it. He was a beautiful man and he died. You show him some respect. The left, they're being so disrespectful about a man who died. But now let me, in the same breath, make a overcounting COVID conspiracy theory argument with the guy who died. A different guy who died. How dare you disrespect a guy who said that all women who use birth control are sluts, who vilified drug users, and he himself was an Oxycontin addict, who said immigrants are invaders, invading the country, who was part of the Obama birther thing, who supported the Iraq war, who said that the people who tortured those people in Abu Ghraib were just blowing off some steam and we're having a good time. A guy who called gay marriage an assault on American culture, who compared being gay to bestiality and pedophilia, who spread tons of COVID misinformation, including anti-mask stuff, and on and on and on. How dare you disrespect him? You show him some respect in death. Oh, hey, Tim, somebody just blamed a murder on the guy who got murdered. Well, he's got his opinion, and we must honor that opinion. Hi, I'm Tim Pool, and please don't forget to... Also, I sell buckets of food. I really actually do this. I help sell food buckets for disaster times, Alex Jones style. And I like to work this into videos about the Texas freezing situation. Buy my food buckets.
Here we go.
So guys, I better get going. Just a quick note here. I do want to give a shout out to Joe Rogan. I did take some of his monitors and video equipment to film this because, I don't have any power at my place. So I'm sure he's fine with it. I didn't per se ask him. Hold on, guys. Somebody's knocking at the door. Joe! No! Ow! Don't do that arm bar on me, Joe. No! Ow! Joe! Why are you using your karate for this? Ow! Stop it! Oh no, you brought Brendan Schaub and Joey Coco Diaz to hell. Ow! Oh! No, Joe! Hey everybody, and thanks so much for watching this video. Like all the other YouTube and podcast perverts, I now have a Patreon. Every week on this Patreon, I'm uploading 2
Exclusive.
Patreon exclusive shows. They're like real shows, more produced, more edited. One of them is a behind the scenes show where I reveal all the secrets and YouTube scams that I'm doing. And the other one, I just reveal my innermost dark, cringe secrets.
And at the top level,
you can even become a producer of the show and get your name handwritten, hand art, hand drawn at the end of every episode. So if that's something that you are interested in, check it out
on Patreon.
I'll put a link in the, what is the thing called, in the description, I guess. So thank you so much, even if you don't. Thanks for watching this video. I know it's hard to get through these things, but I appreciate you.
Got comments, questions? Want to make a song out of the drops? Go to /RM Brown on Reddit. /RM Brown on Reddit. This show would be absolute garbage without the producers: Eden Joy, Derek Stoker, Apollo Crow, Liz, Martin Lee, Chelsea G, Derek Jesus Christ Wilson, Matt Rowe, Sebastian Delgadillo, Charlotte Glass, CEO of the Muscular Class, Beth Van Diver,
I'm sorry about that, Beth. You know I love you.
Ray Anthony Cox, Kevin Jigaleski. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's Mac. It's Mac. You know it's Mac. You can tell it's him. Krill Will. And we got D-Pad Chad. Burn Dubuel. Jake T. Jake T. Who's that? What? Oh, it's Carl Hochmuth. Or Hochmuth. I don't know, Carl, tell me how to say it. Love you! Terza. And don't cancel me for, I'm just reading a name, okay? Tardmaster. Annihilate. And special guest, Stabster And a very special thanks to Mr. Quarth, Mika G, Mort Calypso, Roberto Vera. 3 extremely beautiful people here. I have a hard time looking at them, to be honest. They're so beautiful. Blister Thumb. Bree Gutierrez. Pixels Green. Green. Thank you to these beautiful, gorgeous, muscular, soaked up, showering probably 10 to 11 times a day producers.